So, I hear there were people review bombing Elden Ring's DLC for its difficulty. And you may be thinking, why am I going to listen to a guy who just only about defeated Vadan? When there are hundreds of Elden Ring bangouts, you already talked about it. Yeah, I get it. Explore the map, summons, guides, all of that jazz, yeah, you already know it all. Now the reason you are here is because I'm Nova, baby. And we're going to go in for the Nova analysis. Going in deep, raw to the core. Yo, that rhymes. This doesn't start and stop with Elden Ring. There are plenty of difficult games or bosses. I bet none of you are beating the newest Hello Kitty game. Must have been too hard for you scrubs. I know I didn't. Couldn't even get past the add to basket button. That shit got me sweating. But yeah, today, difficulty. Let's get into it. So what is difficulty? I looked it up in the Cambridge Dictionary and it says needing skill or effort. I mean, hey yo, that's kind of rude. Imagine being in school and you tell your teachers, yo, this homework's too hard. And he's sitting down, looks up at you from his seat with his glasses falling down his nose only to say needing skill. Like damn, I would run out of class and go cry to my Velstrax pillows. But for real, can a game be too difficult? Well, yes and no. It's not something I can explain with 2-page scripts. We're gonna go in on this one, so stick with me. I have played a lot of difficult games over the years, ranging from action hunting games like Monster Hunter to roguelikes like Star Renegade, all having achievements some would deem to be too difficult. And an example in Monster Hunter would come to GU with the Deviants. 15 of the most expressive monsters in Monster Hunter history, a monster who defies its natural evolution and became something greater. There are 15 levels to complete, each one with more difficult tasks than the previous. Besides being difficult hunts, people find them long as fuck. I already talked about the Deviant system years ago, but on the top right of the screen you'll see a card to a link to the video if you want to know more about it. But god damn, it's long to level up. The idea is you go through each level and the next quest gets harder and harder, and at the end there's an optional EX quest. The rewards are the same, only thing extra is a special die associated with the monster. And guess who has them all? Yeah, I'm a big man in these parts, I did it all solo too. EXs are harder than most experience you'll find in the game, due to the nature of Monster Hunter. These monsters have insane amounts of HP, every hit almost one shot, and you don't have anywhere to run. On top of that, no extra supplies. This is for elite hunters only. When I start the hunt, I'm prepared to go for about 40 to 47 minutes of pure pressure. One fuck up and it's over. Yet, saying all this, in the Monster Hunter community, I haven't really seen anyone complain about this. And the question is, why? Because it comes down to perspective. For example, if I see a badass girl, and I say she's fine, and you say, well, it's only your ass, I'm gonna slap you and say you're right, but continue to approach anyway. Because of what? Yes, perspective. And what I look for, and what you look for, are a whole different kind of fish. Yeah, I don't know why I use that analogy, but let's not stop there. Star Renegades, a game that crushed my soul, but at the same time, elevated my manhood. A brief backstory. I bought this game on Switch, day one, only to find out it was a buggy mess that crashed on me over and over. I was even in contact with the devs back and forth, trying to help them fix their buggy ass game. In the end, they gave me a PC key and I played it there, which was way better. But for real, devs out there, please release your games in a good state, cause review bombing over that shit, I'm all about. If you need assistance on that side of Elden Ring, I created 7 accounts in like 7 different regions, just to get the point across. Don't release buggy ass games on PC, goddammit, like why are all these PC ports so broken? Anyway, the game Star Renegades is a roguelike strategy turn-based game, where you fight in battles that are quite super random, and there's not much healing options. The game is so broken, at times you can actually end in situations where the boss is particularly immune to everything you have access to. The game literally tells you, nah, try again. Like who does that? Like, come on. There's about 9 different difficulties, the last one being so difficult, only 0.6% of players have actually completed it. And if you don't believe me how bullshit this game can be, take the description of this video and I'll leave a link there. And not only do you have to be super lucky, you need the skill to perform well in a run that can take up to 5 hours, with one mistake make you start all over from the beginning, as a typical roguelike. Some could call that too difficult, but I'd say it's difficult but mostly bullshit. But in the end, it all comes down to perspective. Just a side note here guys, the game's actually really good. It is buggy for sure and it is kind of a mess, but it's actually a really good game and the gameplay is super fun. But back on track, what individuals looking for in games ranges. The Souls series has been known to be difficult. Coming from my Hello Kitty game to Souls, I already know what to expect. They're both hard as hell. I'm gonna get my ass beaten a couple times, and in time, I'll learn the pattern, improve how I play, gather new abilities to deal with the situation at hand. Now one interesting thing that happens when people pick up Monster Hunter, you know, they pick up the pad, start it up, ready to kill their first draggy, not knowing compared to other games, Monster Hunter monsters have a hell of a lot of HP, even the beginner ones. They get hit up, lose, and feel like, holy shit, I just got my ass beaten by some dino thingy. Monster Hunter isn't your typical action game. You can't just swing and hope to hit. Well, unless you're playing... You know what, I've made this joke so many times, you already know what I'm going to say. The perspective of the person playing the game is out of whack, as they haven't experienced that type of game before. But you're thinking,
wait a minute,
Nova, this is Elden Ring DLC. It's difficult, yeah, but they should already know what the game is like. And I'd reply, you know what, you're right. That leads me to only assume Souls fans either A, have short-term memory after banging their heads on the wall after dealing with boss bullcrap, B, they're so invested in the lore, the only thing they can remember is which Elden Lord to simp over, or letter 3, they were so occupied chasing maidens, they forgot how to swing a sword. And if you said all of the above, ding ding ding,
You are correct, sir!
Souls has always been difficult, Elden Ring included. Plus, you get way more ways to deal with the problems at hand, given the nature of the game being open world. Talked to one of my friends, asking his opinion, using his footage in the background right now, so links in the description if you want to go to his channel. My guy defeated the DLC boss like the same weekend, like he's a beast, or just very dedicated. He reckons the difficulty isn't too much higher apart from the final boss. And then he mentions there are many things that you can do, as I said before, you know, leveling up, going through the world, exploring more, trying to figure out different builds and so on to deal with the situation at hand. But of course, that's just his opinion. From his, do you remember the word?
Perspective.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Now, from others' perspective, perhaps the game is too difficult, and that's not a problem. And if anyone says no, it's not, don't listen to them. They have no bitches and rely too much on maiden love. A game can be too difficult for you, or for me, or for grandma who never figured out how to turn in Mario Kart. Yeah, that one still stings. The problem is people who came out and said it's too difficult, pushing their views and experiences on others. Instead, they should have just said the game is too difficult for me. I call this a statement modifier. You know, it's like how I'm always bashing longsword users in every episode. Isn't that they're trashy people, it's that they're trashy people to me. Statement modifiers, making the world a better place. In the Elden Ring situation, giving a negative review because it's too difficult for you personally doesn't seem right. Although, that does make me think, in a meta sense, reviews are always personal, aren't they? This story was good, or this story was good to me. The characters were relatable, or the characters were relatable to me. You know, maybe the review process has always been flawed. Now follow me on this point. Souls games are known for being difficult, so negatively reviewing them because it's too difficult wouldn't make sense when the game is actually trying to solve that niche. But what if someone said the graphics were poor, or the performance, or that the art style was lacking? Now, since the Souls community can act like rabid dogs when you say something bad about their games, you'll probably get attacked for saying those statements regardless. But for most games, I don't think you would. A game focused on story, if anyone said that the story was bad in the review, would they be allowed to say that? If a game was focused on being a platformer, and someone wrote in a review that there are way too many platforms, would that be allowed? When the premise of a game is known for a particular thing, I suppose saying it does it too much wouldn't really be fair to do. But can we only say something is too much or too little when it isn't the focus? I suppose that's something to keep in mind. And to add to that, what about games that are too easy? Can people say that? I've seen people point that out in many reviews. Obviously not Hello Kitty though, ain't no one beating that beast of a game, but that's never really been a big topic. Gamers consistently complain about games being too easy, but people champion others for saying that. Perhaps that's due to gamers getting better with games, and they want to be continuously challenged, which is perfectly fine, I'm all for that. But if we're complaining about others complaining about things being too difficult, I suppose we need to rethink about complaining about things being too easy. Now another section of this is, can a game be too difficult to have fun? And to me, it's the same answer. Different people have different definitions of fun, and some people like to waste their money away on gacha games and somehow find that enjoyable. While there's alphas like me, you like to throw down cards in 2024. If you're playing a game and you're finding you're not having fun, then stop playing. Do something else. There's been plenty of games that I've tried to play to prove a point to my friends or something, but I just haven't had fun playing it, so it just ended up stressing me out and causing me trouble. Be your own individual. Find what makes you happy in games and play the way you like to play them, and things will work out. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna waste my life away playing a kid's card game for the rest of the evening. It's the best way I like to start off my week. Deuces.